Digital World Acquisition, the company trying to merge with Donald Trump's media organization that he just started about a year ago, admitted earlier this week that, yeah, they're under investigation from the Securities and Exchange Commission. And by the way, it was revealed a few days ago that that investigation has already expanded. Now, Digital World admitted a long time ago that the SEC was looking into their acquisition of Donald Trump's media company. But the admission from this past week that the investigation has broadened, as they say, is definitely bad news for both Digital World and, of course, Donald Trump himself. Because we've learned that the SEC is now investigating whether or not, specifically, Donald Trump and the folks over at Digital World had any negotiations taking place prior to Digital World going public with their stock. If there was negotiations happening before the public option was announced, that's illegal. You can't do that in the world of finance. Now, I don't know enough about the world of finance to explain why that's illegal, being totally honest with you, but the SEC says you can't do that. I'm a little in the dark. I don't understand why you couldn't negotiate before they go public, because you're not necessarily publicly negotiating, but hey, it's their rules. So, that's bad news. But what else is really bad news for Digital World Acquisition is the fact that their stock so far this year has lost 15%, and it's continuing to go down. So all the people who came along because they were acquiring Donald Trump's social media and media conglomerate company as it is, all those people have probably lost quite a bit of money. And we know one of them is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who invested tens of thousands, and she has lost, I think, based on estimates, maybe 10,000. Maybe she got out. I don't know that. I haven't seen the latest financial statements from her, but she invested money, and hopefully she lost a lot of it. Sorry, I don't typically wish that on people, but she's a multimillionaire anyway, so it doesn't matter. But this merger is now under increased federal scrutiny. And again, when a probe broadens, that's not a good thing. That's not a sign like, oh yeah, we're wrapping it up, we're just broadening it real quick to look at everything. No, when it broadens, it means, okay, we found something that is now leading us in all of these different new directions, so we have to expand where we're going with it. Another thing that's been announced that they are expanding is looking into other acquisitions from Digital World to make sure they did their due diligence, which you don't broaden a probe to answer that question unless you think, of course, you have reason to believe they haven't been doing their due diligence, which, if so far you were only looking at them and Trump, kind of tells us maybe you think they didn't. This whole deal has been comical, to say the least. I think that's putting it mildly. I mean, recently, Donald Trump basically had to sign an agreement saying he'll start using Truth Social, which of course is why he is using Truth Social. It's part of the deal to attract new investors who were a little leery because Trump wasn't using it and then suddenly it exploded. Well, it's because it's now in paperwork that he is required to use it. But things aren't looking good for it. This investigation is going to play out. If there is a there, I hope they find it. If not, let it happen, right? I mean, we may not be happy about it, but if there's nothing illegal, whatever, they're allowed to do it. But if there is something illegal, hopefully it gets uncovered, and hopefully this will be one of the few times where the SEC finally decides to use their authority and prosecute those involved. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.